Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records and talking about a concert I saw 29 years ago today. I try to do a show every day, and some days I have stuff planned, some days I don't have anything planned. And a good buddy of mine and a great drummer, Michael Jones, sent me a text on one of our friend threads, band threads, about he's like, I know what you did 29 years ago today, because he knew that I went and saw Page and Plant in Paris, France. And I'll tell the story of that, a little bit of a review of the show. So I graduated college in May of 1995. And that, like March, growing up, if you're my age, I'm 51, Led Zeppelin had broken up basically prior to my becoming a huge music fan, certainly a Led Zeppelin fan. So all through high school, the whole word was, well, when's Led Zeppelin can get back together? In 1985, we got the reunion at Live Aid. I remember then the Atlantic Records 40th anniversary concert in 88, where Jason Bonham played drums. I remember watching live on TV in my buddy Dave's bedroom the Networth 1990 concert that was simulcast on TV or whatever, where Jimmy Page joined Robert Plant's band at Networth, and they did Wearing and Tearing. I think they did a couple other songs too. Well, finishing up college in 1994, it was announced that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant were going to do the Unplugged thing for MTV, which they put that out. They put a live album out, and then they toured it in the spring of 95. The first show was in Pensacola, I think. And then one of the first shows was in Memphis. And my buddies and I went, and we saw that at the Pyramid in Memphis, and it was incredible. I graduated college. I went to Europe with some money that I had saved, and as part of a graduation present for my parents, spent some time in Europe. Now, it just so happened that one of my buddies from college, his father worked for Coca-Cola and was living in Paris. And he's like, well, I'll be there all summer. When you guys get to Paris, you should stay with me. And that we did. So Dave, the guy that I saw Networth with on TV, was a huge Zeppelin fan. In fact, my first CD player, my first two CDs, I bought it, his boombox, which was a CD player, and along with the deal, he gave me Now and Zen by Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin 4 as part of the deal. I don't remember what it cost me. I want to say $100. I feel like that sounds expensive for 1988 or whatever it was. I was late into the CD game. Anyway, periodically throughout my trip to Europe, which included Amsterdam and other places, I checked back with my parents. So I called them from Lyon, France. This is after we had left Amsterdam, where maybe we took a little bit of hash out of Amsterdam. Got to Lyon, which was our next stop before Paris, and I called my parents. My mom said, hey, your buddy from Paris called. I think there might be a problem with your stay in Paris. I think there's an issue. So I had his number and I called him right away. I said, hey, my mom said there's a problem. He's like, no, there's no problem. I just wanted to see if you and your buddy want to go see Page and Plant open up the European tour in 1995 tomorrow night, or 2 nights from now. And we said, yes, we want to see Page and Plant. So we get to Paris, equipped with some goodies from Amsterdam. We go straight to a graduation party of the American School of Paris. We're drinking champagne. We steal a case of champagne. We hit the party scene and hit the trains, get into Paris, party at a place called Chesterfield. Some of you probably know that place. I end up going home with some girl and wake up the next morning to her parents making me breakfast. Nice Parisian hospitality. and then giving me a map of how to get back to the place that we were staying. And that night we see Page and Plant. And I got the bootleg here, which I bought. And here is my ticket stub. So this was kind of the North American tour poster. And there is my ticket stub. You can see that. I guess without the glare so bad. Page is rocking the long hair still. Plant's voice was great. Check out the set list. Let's take a look at this together here. Opened up like they did on, it says introduction with poetry from Robin Williams. I don't remember that. This is suggesting that they opened up with Thank You. I think they did. In 1998, which was this show I saw in St. Louis, I think they opened that tour up with One Ton song. But 1995, June 6th, 1995 in Paris, they were playing at the Paris Bercy, the Palais Omnisports, which was an arena. Seemed like an older arena. I remember Robert Plant speaking in French and English. Thank You, into Bring It On Home, into Ramble On, into Shake My Tree, which was a Page Coverdale song. We could talk about my Page Coverdale exploits on another show. Lullaby, which was a Pearl Thompson song, which was a Cure song. Pearl Thompson was the guitar player from Cure, who was the second guitar player. We had Michael Lee on drums, the late great Michael Lee. Robert Plant, of course, on vocals. Pearl Thompson on guitar. God, I can't think of the bass player's name. I want to say his last name was Jones. Charlie Jones? And Jimmy Page on guitar. Michael Lee was so good. So they did Lullaby. I think Pearl Thompson sang that. Gallows Pole was next. Hurdy-gurdy intro into Nobody's Fault But Mine. We had the Egyptian orchestra on this tour, right? Hey, Hey, What Can I Do was next, right? Song Remains the Same was unbelievable. You know, we were enjoying ourselves quite a bit that night. So some of this night gets a little foggy. Since I've Been Loving You is next, though. Think about that. Song Remains the Same, epic. Into Since I've Been Loving You, another epic. Into Dancing Days, which was particularly fantastic. In this case, Calling on You, which had a snippet of Down by the Seaside, a long segment of it. And it was fantastic. Four Sticks, of course, famous John Bonham pen song with Plant and Page. In the Evening, Black Dog and Cashmere. Anyway, we had a fantastic night. It was my second Page and Plant show. It was my buddy Dave's first show. And, you know, they would go on to do the 98 tour here. Page had cut his hair by then. Saw them in St. Louis in 98. Fantastic music, fantastic tour. You know, people say, well, why didn't they invite Bonham? Or excuse me, why didn't they invite John Paul Jones? You know, I think Plant didn't want to call it Led Zeppelin. And he knew if he invited John Paul Jones, he'd have to call it that. And people said, well, they just wanted to share the money between the two of them. Well, if you call it Led Zeppelin, it's twice as big of a tour. It's stadiums instead of arenas. It's not a world that Robert Plant has ever wanted to revisit, I think, because of his kinship and brotherhood with John Bonham. He just didn't want to go down that road. And, you know, legendarily at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, later that summer, John Paul Jones would say, or maybe it was even earlier, said, looks like my friends finally remember my phone number, as a you know, hit to Page and Plant, not including them. That's my story. Check out my channel. We do shows every single day. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Mike, for recommending that we talk about the little opening night of the European Tour 1995. Peace. See ya.